Good afternoon, and welcome to our video on Intro to Z-scores. Well, the Z-scores come from a normal probability curve that's shown below. And if you notice, it has the following properties. Mean, median, mode are the same. It's bell-shaped. The total area under the curve is 1. The normal curve approaches but never touches the x-axis. What that means is the area is never going to be negative. And in our case, the mean is always 0 and the standard is 1. And that's for the standard normal curve, the z-chart. And actually, there's a formula for that. It's the integral of from negative infinity to whatever z is of 1 over square root 2 pi e to the exponent of negative x squared 2 dx. Would you like to integrate that? I know I don't want to. Luckily, someone already did. That's where the z-chart comes from. Somebody actually took the time to integrate various values of this. Well, they had the time. But luckily, we don't have to solve that. We just got to read our z-chart. So please take out your z-charts if you haven't done so already. Let's do some problems. Okay. Now, some questions, they're going to give you in 5.1, they're going to give you z-scores, but then they may say left or right or between. Like in our first example, it says left of z equals negative of z equals 2.03. The word left means just look it up, and when you're done, you're done. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to look up 2.03 on our chart. And when I do, that means we're going to get 0.9788. And that's the end of that. Now for right, if you set a z-score to the right, the first step is to look it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up 1.78 on the chart. And that's equal to 0.9625. Okay. But right then means when you're done looking it up, the second step is to subtract. That means 1 minus our answer. Why 1? Well, do you remember the property? I think it was the third property that said that the total area adds up to 1. That's where 1 comes from. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 1 minus 0.9625, and that's going to equal to 0.0375. Like so. Okay, the third option has two z-scores, 0.94 and 1.56. So what this means is we're going to look up both z-scores, and then we're going to subtract them. Big answer minus little answer. Let's take a look. All right, it doesn't matter who goes first. You know what? So for z equals to 0.94, that means we're going to get 0.8264. All right. Next, for z equals 1.56, we're going to get 0.9406. Once we have our two answers, the last step is to subtract. We're going to do 0.9406 subtract 0.8264. So 0.9406 subtract 0.8264, that's going to equal to 0.1142. And that's the answer. Okay, now instead of seeing the words left, the word right, or the word between, you might see less than symbols, or greater than symbols, or two less than symbols. The next option, where it says z is less than negative 1.46. Well, remember, left just means look it up, and that's what we're going to do. So when we do that, that is going to become 0.0681. All right, the next option, which says P is greater than negative 0.58. Well, first we're going to look it up. So when I look it up, it's 0.2810. And then the second step is to subtract it from 1. So we're going to do 1 minus 0.2810, and that's equal to 0.7190. All right, the next one, we have two z-scores, so we're going to do this twice. It doesn't matter who goes first, you know what? So for z equals to negative 2.76, our probability is 0.0029. All right, good so far. All right, next one. For z equals to negative 0.31, the probability is 0.3783. Good, good. And because it did say between, that means we're going to have to subtract our answers. So we will do 0.3783 subtract 0.0029, and that's equal to 0.3754. Like so. And that concludes everything that you're going to do in 5.1. There probably isn't going to be any questions about 5.1 on the actual test, but everything you learned about 5.1, you will use it for 5.2 and 5.4, which is going to be the next video. 5.2 and 5.4, it's all word problems, and that's what will be on the test, word problems. But don't worry, I'll show you how to look for the key words so you don't have to read everything, just identify the key words and you'll be successful. So, tune in for the next video. Thank you. Have a great afternoon.